What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So this has got to be one of my most requested videos, especially from people that are just starting out or don't have a lot of money saved up, and that is how to invest your first $1,000. This amount when you're just starting off should be able to give you a great head start and build a great foundation for you to start making a lot more money. So here's my take on it, and here's what I would do with your first $1,000. And let me first preface it by saying it really depends what you want to do and what your situation is. If you're the type of person where you really want to start a business, my advice for you is going to be a little bit different than someone who just wants to invest passively and then forget about it like they never even had it. So I'm going to try to cover as many of those situations in this video as I can. And even though I'm going to give you my recommendations of what I would do, honestly, it comes down to personal preference, and you need to do whatever you feel comfortable with. So my first and biggest piece of advice for everybody watching here is to invest that first $1,000 in yourself. I think that's going to give you the highest ROI compared to anything else you can do, is investing it in you. And guys, I get it. I know everybody says that, but that's the truth. You're going to get a much higher ROI spending that $1,000 learning something, improving your skills, getting a new credential, than investing it almost anywhere else besides like speculating on like cryptocurrency or something like that. So personally, I would use this $1,000 and spend it on learning something you really want to do. Now, I'm not talking about buying a $997 course that's expiring in 5 minutes, so you better click the link below and sign up before it's gone forever. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about investing it in maybe some books. I'm talking about investing it in maybe a seminar, maybe some courses, maybe an extra step you could take, maybe learn how to code. Whatever it is that you do, it should be something that is going to directly impact your career long term. Use this $1,000 to expand your knowledge on whatever industry you want to see yourself in. And investing in yourself is a good idea no matter how much money you make. Even if you have $100,000 to invest, you should still always and continually invest in yourself, and I do the same thing myself. And by the way, it doesn't need to be something really expensive. It could be a $20 book. It could be a $20 class you take. It could be watching videos online. There's so much information out there for completely free that I don't recommend spending a ton of money if you don't have to. And especially if you have an internet connection, pretty much everything is online already. So just take advantage of it. And you can also become a real estate agent for much less than $1,000 if that's something you could see yourself doing. Or there are plenty of other classes and courses you could take to get licensed in different industries. So my second piece of advice is for anybody that wants to start a business. I would use that $1,000 towards starting the business that you want to do. If that means buying a new laptop, buy the new laptop. If that means getting coding classes, get coding classes. If you want to make a website, make the website. If you want to wholesale real estate, use that $1,000 towards advertising that. If you want to start an app, use that $1,000 to begin building that app. So first, figure out what you want to do and what business you want to be in, and then figure out how to stretch that $1,000 as far as you can to make that business a reality. Even if you fail miserably and your business goes up in flames and you lose the $1,000 in a few weeks, I promise you, you losing that $1,000 will be the best experience money could ever buy. That loss right there is going to be worth way more than any college class or any life experience you can ever get. That $1,000 you lose starting a business is going to save you a lot of money in the future, because I guarantee you're never going to make those same mistakes ever again. Now, my third piece of advice is for someone who wants something extremely passive, who basically just wants to invest the money, forget like it was ever even there, and then move on. If this is the case, I would highly recommend a low-fee index fund, often what Vanguard has. They have quite a few funds with $1,000 minimums that should give you a good foundation for investing long-term. Now, while this isn't going to make you like millions of dollars by investing $1,000, historically, they've returned between 7 and 9% per year, so you can expect on $1,000, historically speaking, you're going to make between $70 and $90 per year after inflation for pretty much just doing absolutely nothing. For a lot of these index funds, it's basically just buying it, forgetting about it, and moving on and doing something else, and then never thinking about it again. And also with these funds, you can get a lot of diversification by owning a very small amount of a much bigger picture, so I highly recommend these. And also by doing this, you're going to learn a lot about index fund investing, passive income, learning the economy, and just the markets in general, so I'd highly recommend this. So my fourth piece of advice is for someone who wants to learn the stock market and doesn't mind making riskier investments. So with this $1,000, you could start trading individual stocks, and I promise you, you are going to learn so much by trading individual stocks with $1,000, I guarantee it. This is actually what I started doing as like 15 years old. I had saved up $2,000 from working like part-time over summers and like different days after school, and I had my dad set up an account for me on Scottrade. And that was probably one of the most eye-opening experiences for me because you learn how to read like candlestick charts, learn swing trading, learn different chart techniques, learn about the company in general, read up on the price to earning ratio, read up on everything to deal with a company and their stock and their price. I mean, it's pretty involved. And when you're in it firsthand, you actually have money in it, it becomes so much more real. The thing is, like, yes, you can paper trade, but when you actually get emotional about a stock and when you're actually invested in it firsthand, you deal with yourself getting in your mind, thinking a stock is going to go up when it's going down, learning how to sell, learning how to cut your losses, learning how to stop your profits, and maybe don't get too greedy. There's so much that goes into buying and selling stocks, and it's a great learning experience. Now, chances are, probably going to lose that money, but I think the experience you gain from that is definitely going to be worth it. Now, the downside here, the big downside here, is that commissions will eat you alive when you're only investing $1,000. Even if you invest the full $1,000 and you make 10%, which means you made $100 on that trade, usually your commissions are going to be maybe $5 for the buy and $5 for the sell, or like $7 for the buy, $7 for the sell. So that's like 10 to 14% of your money is gone just by trading fees. Even if you lose money, you're still gonna have to pay those trading fees. So keep in mind that every time you buy and sell, your commissions on those trades are gonna be much more significant than if you're trading like $10,000 or $100,000. But like I said, all of this is really just a good learning experience and will serve as a solid foundation for you to make bigger, larger trades in the future. And you can also do the same thing with cryptocurrencies. And I have no idea how that market is. I don't trade cryptocurrencies, but I can't deny the fact that I see a lot of people trading it and making some money. So if that's something you want to look into, even though it might, be a little more risky, that's something you want to do, look into it, and I guarantee too, by trading cryptocurrencies, whatever you're doing with this, it's just a good learning experience. You shouldn't expect to make millions off your first $1,000. You should expect with this $1,000 that you just get the best learning experience possible. And like I said, the whole purpose of this first $1,000 is really to jumpstart your experience and your knowledge and a foundation for you to build from. Because let's be real, $1,000 is not a lot of money in the bigger picture, and instead it should be used to jumpstart you to learn how to make $10,000, which will teach you how to make $100,000, which is going to teach you how to make $1 million. And this is really just the foundation to build on with knowledge and your experience to make even more money. It's really not about maximizing your returns and how to make the most amount of your money from $1,000. It's not about that at all. It's about creating a learning experience where losing 10% on $1,000 is only losing $100. Learning from that experience, so when you go and invest $100,000, you don't lose that 10%, which is going to be $10,000. You're making small losses up front that really aren't going to make a big difference in the long run, but you're learning these experiences that are going to save you a ton of money in the future when you're playing with a lot more money. And think about it too, all the mistakes you're making on this $1,000 level are not going to be the same mistakes that you're going to make on your $100,000 level, on your $1 million level. So you're getting a lot of these experiences out of the way right now to avoid them when you're dealing with a lot more money. So anyway, those are my recommendations. The first is to invest in yourself. The second is to invest in whatever business you want to start. The third is to invest passively where you forget the money was ever there and you move on. And the fourth is to invest in stocks and get to learn the economy in the stock market. I think between those, it should provide you with a pretty well-rounded knowledge and experience to begin moving on and making even more money. So anyway, you guys, I really hope this was helpful. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, make sure to click subscribe and also make sure to smash that notification bell so you know when I upload videos and you don't miss out on that. Also, be sure if you want to add me on Snapchat and Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, make sure to add me there. Thank you again for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it, and until next time.